When José Loiola left Brazil for the United States, he left a country where volleyball players are national heroes. But playing with fellow Brazilian Anjinho, Loiola's quest for recognition in his adopted land turned into a struggle. But Loiola is the most exciting player on the beach. And this season, he has a new partner and a new attitude. Reigning King of the Beach, Adam Johnson, has provided Loiola with a steadying hand. Today, José Loiola tries to realize his American dream and win here at Manhattan.
Y'all ready for this?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is big-time volleyball.
We are live from Manhattan Beach, California, getting ready for our championship final in the $100,000 Miller Lite Open. Let's yes it off. Let's kick it off. Hi again, everybody. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. We've got a great championship final for you. José Loiola, Adam Johnson, Scott Ayakatubby, Randy Stoklos, two teams that really don't like each other very much.
Well, an overused cliche at times, but in this case, it really, really works for this confrontation. Remember, Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson played together for about a season and a half, had some success, but midway through this year, AJ dumps Randy Stoklos. That caused the beginning of the bad feelings. And then just last week at a big money tournament up in Santa Cruz, Ayakatubby and Stoklos accused Adam Johnson of cheating on a line call. The four players, a confrontation outside the players' tent, near fisticuffs. That sets the emotional stage for this rematch for the Manhattan title.
Randy Stoklos, the most experienced Manhattan player. Adam Johnson, also very, very talented. Johnson, Loiola, Scott Ayakatubby, and Randy Stoklos, 1 game to 15 for the championship. Remember, Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson played together last year here and won impressively. So one of those players is going to defend his title, but only one. Johnson in red, serving first. Stoklos puts it away. Randy Stoklos, all blue. And he's been revving up the crowd the entire weekend. There's Adam Johnson, blonde hair, red tank top, the reigning king of the beach. His partner, of course, José Loiola in the yellow headband. Here's Scott Ayakatubby. And Ayakatubby is into the net. Scott Ayakatubby served very well in the preceding match, really set it up.
Well, the key to what happens here, I think, for the championship is who gets off serving in the beginning of this match. Johnson and Loiola, huge advantage in that area when these two teams met in the finals of the winners.
Randy Stoklos with the blast.
Stoklos has been getting the majority of serves. Scott Ayakatubby cast in the setting position. Stoklos 25 kills in the finals of the winners and then on down from there. See if he gets a little bit tired.
Loiola, chance for a point. Stoklos. Yes. Randy Stoklos won here in 1981, 86, 89, and last year with Adam Johnson, a 4-time winner. All-time record holder, of course, is Parks Karai with 6. 1-0. Stoklos, Ayakatubby. And off the top goes Loiola. Side out. So Adam Johnson will retreat to serve. 6'3", 190 pounds, lives in Laguna Beach, California. Went to USC. Played on the national team briefly until he was offered $100,000 to go play in Europe, which he did. Ayakatubby into the bottom of the net.
Randy Stoklos had problems bump setting the ball yesterday, and you see Ayakatubby saying, hey, that's my fault. I think it's Stoklos' 50% fault. Certainly, he's got to set that ball much closer to the net. Stoklos, always one of the best setters with his hands. Not a great bump setter. Has to be more aggressive at the beginning of this match. Set his partner much closer.
Stoklos blasting through. If Johnson and Loiola have a weakness, it is blocking.
Well, they're a smallish team. José Loiola, a great jumper, but he's only about 6'4", and not really long arms. Stokey able to find lots of court away from his body, and AJ smaller when he blocks at only 6'2.5", 6'3".
Scott Ayakatubby. A 1-1 tie. Johnson with the rip. Johnson with 17 career wins on tour. 5 with Steffes, 5 with Stoklos. The two main men that have buoyed his win total. And here's Loiola, 1-1. If there are two players in this particular match that would be nervous, Scott Ayakatubby and José Loiola, neither has won a Manhattan Open title.
And as we discussed yesterday, you're not even going to be in consideration for one of the greats of all time in the sport unless you win here. And they're thinking about that. A lot of pressure this setting in the canyon. José Loiola, of course, the first foreigner ever to win. Randy Stoklos, as you mentioned, the most experienced player among this group.
There's a good look at the canyon, jam-packed center court. Manhattan, Johnson serving. Tied at 1. Yeah. And Stoklos is rejected.
Blocking not the strength of Loiola or Adam Johnson, but you can't hit the ball right into him. Loiola moved his arms into the line side. Really got a little lucky there because his hands were off the net.
Johnson serving at 2-1. Good serve on his former partner. But Stoklos gets a beautiful set from Adam.
I'll tell you, that was the key because Stoklos was down and nearly out on the tough jump serve from Adam Johnson. Ayakatubby had to recock, readjust. The key is how high Ayakatubby sets the ball. He set that up to the penthouse to give Stoklos time to get back into good hitting position.
Here is Scott Ayakatubby. Working on Johnson. And AJ puts it away. Crowd definitely for hometown boy Scott Ayakatubby and his new partner, Randy Stoklos.
Stoklos, of course, one of the most hated men in the history of Manhattan Beach, played for years with St. John Smith. Everybody in the South Bay part of Los Angeles hated Smith and Stoklos.
For Loiola.
Same pattern as in the finals of the winners. Loiola and Johnson went out to a 10-3 lead when these two teams met earlier today. In doing so, they registered 4 aces early. That set the tone.
Good set, Ayakatubby loops it down the line. So Scott Ayakatubby, who grew up in Hermosa Beach, California, started playing volleyball when he was 6 years old, didn't like school much, practiced volleyball, snuck off to the beach, kind of a rebel, a loner, and a very quiet player, but he's very, very good. You see 6 wins this year with Karch before Karch went back to Kent. And down the line, loopy on the line, and Stoklos doesn't like the call. Jim Leonard, the referee, right there.
There's the loop down the line in front of linesman Greg Krause. I saw the rope jump. The ball was in. Stoklos just maybe thinking about Santa Cruz last week.
Adam Johnson aces.
And maybe thinking about it for a beat too long. AJ working on his former partner down the line for the ace.
We'll take a timeout. AJ and Loiola come out smoking.
Quiet day in the country.
Yep. What could be better?
Oh, say a beautiful beach packed with gorgeous women watching beach volleyball?
That would be better.
Miller Lite Beach Volleyball. Because when you're watching beach volleyball, and you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite,
Life is good. Guys, there's no place like home.
Hey, you get into fitness, you're likely to get into athlete's foot, and that could be tough. I mean, look at, you've got all that itching and cracking stuff, and watch this. Boom, even burning. See that? Now, that's what you call a really tough case. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom, tough actin Tenactin. See, Tenactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. It's clinically proven. No wonder it's recommended by pharmacists. You got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get this. Boom. Tough actin Tenactin.
Football can be exciting, but truck football, now that's a rush. So if you're going to tackle it, you better get a hold of the right equipment. A 1995 Ford Ranger 4x4.
Red 39!
Complete with switch-on 4-wheel drive, new 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, and a whopping 4-liter V6. but get a Ford Ranger 4x4 and play truck football.
How am I going to fight this thing?
This is NBC's Sports World, and today it's brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By Tenactin. If you want a medicine that acts tough, get Tough Actin Tenactin. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Coca-Cola Classic. Always the real thing. Always Coca-Cola.
Back at the Miller Lite Manhattan Beach Open, Johnson and Loyola leading by 3. Let's go down to Bill Walton.
All right, Chris, I was talking to Randy Stoklos before the match. They had absolutely no luck at all serving Adam Johnson in the morning match. They're attacking Loyola. Loyola's received 3 of those serves, but that strategy will be ineffective unless Stoklos and Ayakatubby can learn how to pass these very difficult jump serves from AJ and Jose Loyola. Chris?
Well, of course, the key on the jump serve is positioning. Most of the players serve it hard. Most of the players receive well when the ball comes to them, Paul. But directionally, Johnson has been very good so far. So is Loyola. That's down and out. Too long. Side out. Stoklos, Ayakatubby.
Stoklos, Ayakatubby do 3 things very well. They jump serve very well, they set very well, and they hit very well. They must block some balls, but most importantly, they have to pass serve. Can't allow any more aces. Got to get into a good side-out rhythm.
Scott Ayakatubby with the serve, and he's into the net. So Scott Ayakatubby off to a slow start in terms of serving the ball. And Jose Loyola will have it. No foreigner, no international player has ever won a tournament here at Manhattan. And Loyola will try to do that today. He's got a 4-1 lead. Here comes Stoklos. And he jukes it right on the line. So Randy Stoklos, the longtime partner with St. John Smith. He won 115 tournaments with Smith. Randy's second on the all-time list to Smith in that department.
And over!
Loyola rejects it.
Stoklos playing to the crowd once again, and why not getting up and overturning Jose Loyola in outside hand, direct the ball back into the court.
Stoklos poised to serve Loyola again, and he does. That's a bad set. Stoklos off his hands, out of bounds. Not a bad idea to serve Loyola. If you're going to make it a contest, endurance, if Loyola and Johnson are going to serve Stoklos, then Stoklos and Ayakatubby might just serve Loyola the whole game.
Well, I like it because it almost matches Stoklos Ayakatubby's weakness against Loyola's. Johnson is far and away the best passer out here. You serve him, you're just going to wait for him to side out because he passes the ball superbly. That's tight.
Stoklos, and he hits it off Loyola out of bounds. 4-2 is our score. Johnson and Loyola have the lead, 1 game to 15. And now Scott Ayakatubby will serve it. He told me about a month ago that a float serve is a wussy serve. I serve the hard jumper all the way. Any icing? No wussies ahoy.
Not in this match. Ayakatubby, very subdued, belies his image, of course, with the earrings and the primitive print shorts, but the Ack Pack is whooping it up.
One more, and Scott Ayakatubby can enter the race for the Manhattan Beach Mayor. And a timeout called by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. 22nd fan variety, the Miller Lite Cup, but coming down to the final few weeks on the Miller Lite AVP Tour. $1 million given away by Miller Lite for excellence throughout the season. Karch Karai and Ken Steffes finished 4th this week. Karai still holding on to a 17-point lead, followed by Don Whitmarsh. But look at the battle, 4th, 5th, and 6th between Johnson, Loyola, Ayakatubby.
That's going to be decided maybe in this championship or, of course, at Hermosa in a big tournament, the Cuervo at Boulder next week.
A 4-1 A.J. Loyola lead has evaporated. Ayakatubby bringing his team back, along with the stuff from Stoklos. 4-4, Sunderland, Marlowe, and Walton at Manhattan. Johnson, and Johnson whacking it down the line. Adam Johnson, since he started training less and taking more salt tabs, has not had any problems with heat, dehydration, and cramping.
Well, he had to withdraw from 2 tournaments this summer. Couldn't make it through till the end because of heat exhaustion.
Serving Stoklos, 4-4. Stokey droops it down the line.
But since Adam Johnson has sort of gone the Mike Dodd route, 7-month-long season, you take more time off towards the end of the year, you rest more, you take your salt pills, and he's been the best hitter on the beach the last 3 weeks, in my opinion.
Here's Loiola. And Loiola deep into the court. So far, Jose Loiola has been a little bit tentative. A lot of pressure on Loiola, a lot of Brazilian media, a lot of fans now expecting him to win. Adam Johnson to serve, 4-4. Yes, for AJ.
How much longer before Stoklos protects the line? AJ's beaten him the outside corner of the plate 3 times, either for clear aces or service winners. Stokey better take a step over and protect that, and Axe got to move with him and not leave the middle wide open.
Working on Stoklos again. Great set by Ayakatubby, and Stoklos puts it away. 5-4. Johnson and Loiola lead it.
Stoklos with 10 kills. He's getting a lot of serves. 10 serves already to Stoklos with 10 kills.
Stoklos at the net. Here comes Scott Ayakatubby already with a couple of aces. Coils one long. So Jose Loiola has the ball, up by 1. Loiola, 25 years old, one of the bright young stars on the ABC Tour, and he aces! So Loiola's family feeling good. His mother, Aloya, the uncle is here, the cousin's wife, and they are hoping, and right now, looking good. Loiola up by 2.
The 95 racing season is hotter than ever, and Napa's leading the way with the Road to the Championship sale. For a limited time, pick up a Napa Pace Car t-shirt for just $6.99. Assorted Armor All car cleaners, your choice, only $2.49. And an Evercraft 59-piece bonus tool set for a low $19.99. Napa's Road to the Championship sale, where everyone's a winner.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Hey, you get a tough case of athlete's foot. The itching, the cracking, the burning. You want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin. Clinically proven Tenactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough Actin Tenactin.
How can I ever repay you?
You could dry them.
Shannon Miller, 2-time defending world champion and winner of 5 Olympic medals in Barcelona. Dominique Dawes. Last year, she won all 5 golds at the Nationals. They lead the field at a milestone event on the road to Atlanta. But rising stars wait in the wings. The U.S. Gymnastics Championships. 2 nights in prime time. Next weekend on NBC.
Just moments ago, Jose Loiola with the ace to make it 6-4. We told you Loiola's family is here. Watch Uncle Luis. Like a cannon shot him out of him. Yes, he loves the jump serve. Let's go down to Bill Walton. Bill?
Yes, Chris. Jose Loiola, before the match today, was just telling me that he considers this his home court. He is confused that the fans are not cheering for him, but with the great service winner there, they're starting to take control, and the pressure does not seem to be affecting Loiola one bit, something that Randy Stoklos thought would.
7-4 is our score. Johnson and Loiola have the lead in a game of 15. Middle light open at Manhattan. Stoklos and Ayakatubby struggling here. Johnson got it! Johnson blocking his own partner.
Yeah, talk about being on a roll, on fire. Loiola and Johnson serving with 5 aces, only 1 error. And here, AJ, clearly the smallest player out here blocking-wise, stuffing his former partner.
Loiola serving ahead by 4. And another
Vegas. So José said, yeah, he's going straight from here to Vegas. With his hot hand, he better cash it in.
Loiola 9 serving 4.
They're the best serving team on the beach statistically, no doubt about that. Both Loiola and Adam Johnson among the leaders in the Powerade Ace standings.
Timeout is called. Let's take a look at those standings. If I recall, Brian Lewis, the top man on the Powerade Serving Challenge, $80,000 given away by Powerade. The number one man, that's the ace sign. The number one man receives 20 grand at the end of the year for serving a few volleyballs. Not bad. Lewis followed by James Fellow. Johnson is third. Welch, Loiola, and Fanoy Moana.
You see Loyola's numbers and Johnson's numbers there. The service story, 6 aces over only 1 error. They average over 4 aces a game across the board in tournament competition.
That serve out of bounds. If you just joined us, Johnson and Loiola got off to a great start, led 4-1. Ayakatubby and Stoklos got a block and 2 aces, tied at 4. But since that time, AJ and Loiola have run off 5 straight and now lead at 9-4. Here's Randy Stoklos, one of the great players of all time at 34. Loiola off the net, and Ayakatubby with a dig. Can he put it away? No! Now Stokey's chance for a point. Got it!
They absolutely had to score in that rally. Had a couple of chances. Did not execute perfectly, but Stoklos' experience coming through, putting the ball to the sand.
Stoklos doing all of the blocking for his team. Ayakatubby, the better defensive player, and a stand timeout taken by Johnson and Loiola. Okay, we'll take a short break. We're coming right back. 5:26 to go at Manhattan. It's 9-5. AJ, Jose. Welcome back to the AVP on NBC. Johnson and Loiola leading here at Manhattan 9-5. Don Whitmarsh finished third. Karchkrai, Kent Steffes fourth. Rob Hyder, Eric Fanoy Moana. Bill Bouillon, Brian Lewis finished fifth. Canyon Seaman, Tim Hovland, Brian Gatsky, Jeff Rogers in seventh. Stoklos with the serve, trailing by 4. Loiola, ooh, and he tattoos it.
And that ball was hit from distance. Optimum position, 1 to 2, 2.5, 3 feet off the net. That was 8 feet out of the deep sand here at Manhattan, and Loiola crushed it right at Stoklos.
Loiola said he loves playing with Adam Johnson. He likes the fact that they alternate, so it gives Loiola a chance to develop the entire game. His defense is not only up there blocking all the time,
which he did with his fellow countryman, Brazilian Anginho, who he split from in order to play with Adam Johnson. He was blocking all the time, Anginho playing defense.
5, serving 9. Ayakatubby. Down the line. Could result in a point. Free ball coming up. Stokey looking to munch one. And he does. We are coming back to Manhattan. 9-6. Johnson and Loiola leading.
It's Saturday afternoon. Almost game time. The TV's on. Your feet are up. You've got the remote control in one hand, a great tasting ice-cold Miller Lite in the other. And somehow nothing really captures the perfect feeling of the moment, quite like
the Great Canadian Beaver.
Pro Beach volleyball champion, Kent Steffes, doing his laundry. Fila Beachwear, available exclusively at Foot Action.
Snap that trail, baby. Be aggressive.
89% of top athletes polled prefer more carbos, with 33% more carbos than Gatorade. It's Powerade.
The dancing referee, Marvin Hall. Richard Simmons is watching somewhere. He's probably throwing up right now.
Got a potential client.
Marvin doing his thing, exciting the fans here at the Miller Lite Open at Manhattan Beach. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, Bill Walton with you. Interesting championship final. Scott Ayakatubby, Randy Stoklos, the underdogs, creeping to within 3. They trail 9-6 to Adam Johnson and Jose Loiola. Ayakatubby working on Loiola. Ayakatubby got it up, but it's going wide. So Ayakatubby, pretty good dig there. And the side out to Johnson and Loiola.
So far, the strategy is playing out. They're serving Loiola more balls, served him 10 times to only 3 for Adam Johnson. But Loyola's coming through. They're up 3 on the scoreboard, 9-6.
Down the line, wide. And so Stoklos trying to get his team revved up, talking to Ayakatubby.
Best thing for Stoklos to do is stuff a couple of balls. He used to be, before Whitmarsh and others, the most intimidating blocker on the beach. He's only got one stuff. Serve the ball. He misses this one. But Stoklos got to think about himself as an overpowering blocker right now.
Could be fatiguing a little. Remember, Stoklos and Ayakatubby playing more matches today than Johnson and Loiola. Johnson in perfect position. And he puts it away.
Ack didn't get out of the sand that time. Faked the block, went to block, never got off the ground.
Let's go down to Bill Walton for a report on Scott Ayakatubby. Bill?
Thanks, Chris. Scott Ayakatubby, who's had a lot of trouble hand setting the ball. He's playing with that very sore finger that hurts his concentration on his hand setting. The biggest problem, though, that Stokey told me during the side change was they've got to start passing the ball on these incredible serves from Johnson and Loiola.
Good hand set there as Ayakatubby grinding it out. Scott Ayakatubby considered the best pure setter in beach volleyball. In fact, Clark said he's the best setter I ever played with.
Well, the ball just, some setters have the sweetest, softest touch. The ball just seems to rise into the perfect hitting position and stay there for a beat longer. I said the good setters, Marlo. Yours went through it in a nanosecond. I got years of experience of those babies.
Hey, got you a gold medal, didn't it? Jose Loiola serving.
Thank you. I've been meaning to say thank you for 10 years.
Leading 10-6. Playing to 15. Ayakatubby. And Loiola, dig is out of bounds. Jose Loiola, an improving defensive player, getting some chances now.
You don't jump the way he does without having a lot of fast twitch, and he's very, very quick covering the court. We just didn't see his defensive skills before because he was always blocking.
Stoklos serving, trailing by 4.
Stoklos still looking for another stuck block.
And over. And off the hand goes Loiola. It's been a pretty quick game so far, Paul, in terms of point scores.
Yeah, this is just one home run after another. Johnson and Loiola again have 6 aces. Loiola right there has 4 of those.
Johnson. And it's on the line. Another ace.
AJ doesn't want to fall too far behind his partner. 7 aces total. Now 3 for Adam Johnson. Now this one deep up the middle. Nobody gets that one right on the back line. But remember, he got 3 aces off Stoklos down the sideline. Spread the defense and then go back up the middle.
11-6 our score. Johnson and Loiola firmly in command. We'll take a timeout. We're coming back. This is the AVP on NBC.
I'm going to get ready.
You could just hang out here.
I think you'd have fun, but I could go out alone.
Miller Lite Ice. For the taste that goes all out when you're out.
Now, aren't you glad we decided to go out?
Miller Lite Ice. The night is young.
Some of the tidbits from 1960, Mike Bright and Mike O'Hara winning the first Manhattan Open. John F. Kennedy American Football League, Cassius Clay, Arnold Palmer. That was a great year for sports. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, Bill Walton. The championship final of the Miller Lite Manhattan Beach Open. 11-6, Johnson and Loyola turning it on. Doing it with a little blocking, a little defense, and a lot of serving. Down the line, touch. Johnson wiggles over, gets it. Save a point. Ayakatubby. Boom!
Still time. Stoklos has got to get on a bit of a blocking roll. And Ayakatubby seen here hitting, not really unloading, looking to move the ball around a little bit.
6-11. And the little pitch shot over the shoulder of Stoklos.
That's a good shot by Loyola. That set was not good. Well off the net. Makes life much, much harder for an attacker. Loyola gingerly by the block of Randy Stoklos.
4 aces for Loyola. An 11-6 lead. Break set. And Stoklos hits it right to Jose. Joust. Still going. 12-6.
Loyola playing some defense, but Stoklos hit this ball right to him. Again, this is only the 4th tournament together for Stoklos and Ayakatubby. Maybe the communication not where it should be towards certainly the end of the season.
Jose Loyola with 4 career wins. He won one in Argentina, one in Washington, D.C., Seaside Heights, New Jersey, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Not exactly a who's who of volleyball tournaments, but this would be his first major if he can pull it off. Loyola 4 points away. Make that 3 points now. It's a 12 point. Johnson got it. Good cut shot by A.J.
Johnson and Loyola in the finals last week, losing to Curie and Steffes. Revenge this week. They hammered Curie and Steffes in the semifinals of this tournament, beat them 15-9 yesterday. And have been the best team in the competition so far.
Johnson, the 1991 U.S. champion. He won Manhattan last year, the Old Spice king of the beach. Johnson seems to be improving, and now that he's with Loyola, very, very confident. And it ticked the net. Little tick, 12-6. The score remains. We're under 4 minutes to go. So the fans encouraging Ayakatubby to open it up. And Loyola showing a depth touch both ways on the little cutty.
And what makes it possible is that the guy can jump about 36 inches out of the soft sand. So if Stoklos doesn't block and drops back, Loyola's going to bomb that ball right at their feet defensively. Establish the heat first, and now he's showing them a lot of court coverage. And another ace up the middle, and no communication on the heavy wife by Stoklos and Ayakatubby. They're just not talking enough on this one. Right in between them, Loyola for another ace. He's got 5. Johnson's got 3.
Timeout. All-time career wins, St. John Smith on top, and we'll show you how much money has been made. Remember, money only came in 1976. St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos, Kurt Stride, Kent Steffes, Mike Dodd, all millionaires. Look at Ron Von Hagen. He won 62 victories, and he won $925. I asked him, Ron, this week, how much did you win? It took a little while. Well, I think I won 300 once there. And, no, that was 600, Ron. Ron wasn't concentrating on the money. He was just concentrating on siding out and crunching teams. Ron Von Hagen, one of the greats, a 5-time winner here at Manhattan. 13-6 as Stoklos and Ayakatubby just unable to withstand the serving assault of Johnson and Loyola. Remember earlier in the year on a tournament here on NBC, Johnson and Loyola had 19 service errors. I believe it was at Chicago.
And they lost to Curie and Ayakatubby on time, I believe, by 2.
Yeah.
So they've just eliminated some errors and are racking up aces.
Loyola, little Kong block, and it's off Stoklos' hand. The game really turned around at 4-4 when AJ and Loiola scoring 5 unanswered points to take a 9-4 lead, and that lead is basically held up. We're now at 13-6 as Johnson serves with Loiola at the net.
And Stoklos giving up some room down the sideline.
Ayakatubby fires one through. Going to be a disappointing loss for Scott Ayakatubby. He once said in an interview, there are 2 tournaments I dream about winning, Manhattan and Hermosa. I don't dream about Belmar and Fort Worth, Texas, and Baltimore. I dream about Manhattan and Hermosa.
Those possibly nightmares.
Working on Johnson, trailing by 7. AJ, Ayakatubby, no.
Very tough to play defense on the move. Obviously, a lot of court to cover with just 2 players out here. But when you're running side to side, the ball changes direction through the block. Very difficult to make a controlled defensive play.
Johnson and Loiola wins in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. This would be their first major. Ayakatubby, right to Jose. He's looking for the bomb. And he defuses with a little firecracker.
AJ's not giving him a set where he can light up the fans here and crush the ball into the sand, but he's showing a tremendous ability to move the ball around on some marginal sets in transition.
What a turnaround for the team of Johnson and Loiola. Remember, at the start of the year, Johnson playing with Randy Stoklos had some success indoors, won a couple of tournaments, could not win an outdoor tournament. Jose Loiola playing with Anginio had moderate success, but not the kind of success that he wanted. Let's go down to Bill Walton. Bill?
Thanks, Chris. I'm here with Randy and Scott. Guys, it's not going very well out there for you. What can you do to turn it around down 14-6?
Well, we got to turn everything around. Everything's got to go our way, Bill. They're serving awfully well. We're on the good side. The problem was when we switched 6-4, we had an opportunity to score some points on the good side. They scored 3 of them, and they went up 9-4 or 9-6 switch. We are definitely in the trenches, and we got to do something. Help!
Are you guys tired at all, Randy? You've had to play the extra match having lost this morning?
No, not at all. I mean, if you get tired and not excited to play in front of this type of crowd in Manhattan Beach, you got to not play any sport.
Great. Thanks so much, Chris.
You know, Randy Stoklos, a lot of people told me he's in the best shape of, well, not of his career, but in the last 4 years, he's working with a personal trainer now, and he is certainly physically fit. But his partner, or his ex-partner, I should say, Adam Johnson, honing in on his 2nd Manhattan Open win in a row. And Jose Loiola, you think Jose Loiola jumps high on a spike? Wait till you see him when point 15 goes down, as it appears that it will. He's been spectacular, 11 kills a block and 5 A's. So this is the first championship point at Manhattan. Loiola serving at 14-6.
And with this lead, he's going for it. He would like nothing better than to end it on an ace. And Ayakatubby and Stoklos coming out of this timeout know it.
Crowd quiets down. Slow wave still going. Loiola for the championship. This could be it. Johnson mucked it. Oh my gosh, right in his hands. The easiest dig he'll have all year.
Remember a couple of years ago, Adam Johnson playing with Brooke Vandeweghe had a 10-1 lead on Steffes in Curie. Different time, different matchups. Curie and Steffes came back to win.
Down the line, Ayakatubby gobbles it up. And he got a touch. Point.
Loiola can't just get in the habit of tippy-tapping the ball around. That was a good set. You got to go up and spank that one. He's been getting some bad sets, and you get in the habit of just moving the ball around.
Loiola going over the top. So the 2nd championship point coming up. Loiola at the net. Adam Johnson will serve it. At 14-7. AJ pops it back. And AJ has a chance. A swing for a 2nd Manhattan in a row. Yes! some sand on the last play, but he becomes the first foreigner, first international player ever to win in Manhattan. And give a lot of credit to his partner, Adam Johnson. They were impressive. We'll come back. We'll have more for you after this.
You frozen yet?
Just the surface, you.
And a little soft in the middle.
We're cracking up back there, Bob. I froze first. I froze down and
Anything but Coca-Cola and we melt.
I love it. Give me that Coca-Cola.
Hey, nice ceiling fan.
That's Coca-Cola. Woo, that's it.
I'm just gonna float around and soak this up for a while.
Delicious.
Financial concerns, medical problems, anxiety about the future. 50 million Americans turn for help to one particular company. A company whose sole purpose has always been to bring them to a different state of mind. Peace of mind, security, protection, optimism. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Has the life drained out of your living room? Then why not have a Butterfinger Blast? One crispity, crunchity bite, and delicious. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. From Nestle. And now, you can have a little Butterfinger Blast or a lot of little Butterfinger Blast with bite-sized Butterfinger BBs.
Watch the RCA Championships, August 19th and 20th on NBC. You'll see players like Pete Sampras and Jim Courier face some pretty tough competition. Coverage begins next Saturday on NBC.
Back live at the Miller Lite Open in Manhattan Beach. A very impressive performance for Johnson and Loiola. Jose Loiola, how ecstatic was he? Yeah, he kisses American sand. Ah, that tastes good. Not eating sand, just kissing sand. Jose Loiola and Adam Johnson are with Bill Walton. Bill?
All right, Chris. Jose, did that sand taste as bad as it looked?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So good, Jay. Definitely when you're home, especially this down here, Manhattan Beach, I choose to be my house. So I'm so happy, especially to win home.
And you had your family here today, your mom and your uncle?
My God, everybody's going crazy. Too many. We're going to drive Manhattan crazy tonight.
Adam Johnson now, two-time in a row defending champion here at Manhattan. Have you ever played better volleyball?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. Jose and myself seem to be in the groove right now. We had a great tournament this weekend. I think our second match, or maybe our third match of the tournament, kind of woke us up a little bit. We just said, hey, go big or go home, and that's what we did.
Congratulations, guys. True champions. Let's go over now to Paul Sunderland.
All right, thanks, Bill. With Randy Stoklos, obviously, you know what it feels like to win here at Manhattan. You've done it a number of times, so congratulations to Johnson and Loiola. But the key was obviously the number of aces. How did they establish that early, and what might you have done in hindsight to sort of slow them down a little bit? Maybe the 6-4 side change.
Well, that 6-4 side switch was huge for them. They came up with 3 aces in a row and put us really behind the wall. We had a lot of trouble at that point. You know, all you can do about the aces is try to touch them. Right. Try to pop them up in the air. Scott and I are great setters, and, you know, we can put that ball in the net from anywhere.
Only your 4th tournament with Scott Ayakatubby. Do you think that hurts you with the hubby wives up the middle and down the line? Is your communication not where you would like it to be?
Well, obviously playing 4 matches or 4 tournaments, it definitely hurts a little bit. But we just got to practice a little bit more. We've only put in 2 days together. I think Scott's hurting a little bit. But if we put in a little bit more time and energy with one another, I think we're going to be a great team.
Will you be satisfied without getting back to the finals in the remaining 2 tournaments?
No. I mean, you know, I haven't won a tournament all year long, and I only won 2 tournaments in the beginning of the season, and they were indoor tournaments. This has been my worst season ever, and I think I've been in better shape than ever in my life. So I don't know what I should go do next.
All right, good run here. Shaylee, your daddy did just okay. All right, back to you, Chris.
All right, 8 aces, the difference for Johnson and Loiola. Now, let's go to New York, the big kahuna at the Prudential Update Studio. Greg Gumbel, take it away.
This This is the NBC Sports Prudential Update. Now, Greg Gumbel.
And welcome back to our Prudential Update studio here in New York. There is sadness throughout baseball today following the death early this morning of Hall of Famer Mickey Mantle. The 63-year-old baseball legend lost his battle with cancer 2 months after receiving a liver transplant. At Yankee Stadium today, flags were flown at half-mast, and prior to the game with Cleveland, hundreds of fans paid their respects, filing past Mantle's plaque, which is on display in Monument Park. The Yankees wore black armbands, and Mantle's number 7 was inscribed on their cap. In Dallas, Mantle's doctors met the media today.
His disposition was remarkable in that, whenever you would disturb him and wake him up, he would always smile. And I've never really seen anybody do that. Somebody, they're lying on their deathbed, and you disturb them, and the first thing they do is smile at you. And then he would lift his hand up and shake your hand.
I know he's meant so much to this organization, and as one of the, as an organization with so many great players that have came through, Mickey stands out above, everyone else, even in that group.
Yankee Stadium dwarfs everything else, but when Mantle walked to home plate, it seemed like he was bigger than Yankee Stadium. The big muscles in his back and that 7. Oh, he was something else.
We're all sad, and I'm sad, and I feel like there's a personal loss. Baseball has it, and I can feel it myself.
Mickey Mantle's funeral is set for Tuesday in Dallas. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the United States Golf Association, and what a year it's been. Corey Pavin captured his first major at the U.S. Open, Tom Weiskopf at the U.S. Senior Open, and the golf world was introduced to Sweden's Annika Sorenstam, who won the U.S. Women's Open. Yesterday at the U.S. Women's Amateur in Brookline, Massachusetts, another fresh face emerged as champion. More from Dan Hicks and Roger Mulkey.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. An historic day indeed at a very historic course, the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, where they crowned yesterday the latest U.S. Women's Amateur Champion, and she is 18-year-old Texas golfer-to-be Kelly Keeney. And Roger Mulkey, she certainly is not lacking in confidence.
18 years old, but she played with such composure and such confidence this entire week. She's got a big, big future. It was very impressive to watch.
She played an impressive 36-hole finale with Anne-Marie Knight of Australia, and they played 2 rounds of 18. The morning round of 18 featured this great par save on the par 3 7th for Keeney.
Mr. 18, a 1-up lead at this point. A clutch shot.
And then in the afternoon round, this birdie attempt on the par 3 12th, that was very key.
Take a 3-up lead.
And she later closed it out on the par 4 15th to win 4 and 3. Her parents were on hand, and this was really especially sweet for Keeney since her brother Tripp was unable to beat Tiger Woods in last year's U.S. Men's Amateur Championship, so an even more emotional win for Keeney.
You bet, and you can't help but think she got a lot from that experience. She was there, watched every hole, probably learned an awful lot that she brought with her today for this final match.
And that is the story from the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, where Kelly Keeney, at the age of 18, is the U.S. Women's Amateur Champion. Back to you, Greg, in New York.
All right, Dan, Roger, and that will do it for our Prudential Update studio report here in New York today. We'll get you back to Pro Beach Volleyball in Manhattan Beach, California, right after this.
89% of top athletes polled prefer more carbos. With 33% more carbos than Gatorade, it's Powerade.
Adam Johnson wins his 18th tournament of his career. Loiola wins his 5th, his first major. Let's go down to Bill Walton.
Thanks, Chris. I'm with Jose and Mr. Johnson. Adam, guys, why don't you talk over this last point here, match point. You won 15-7. What happened on this last play?
Well, you know, Randy, I got a nice, easy shot off the tape, and all I was thinking right here is I got to put this one home right now, and it went down, and excitement went through my mind. Well, that's the deal. I got a big kiss in the sand. It tastes really good. Big hole right there. My family right there, my coach, my mom started standing up right there, everybody.
And they're dancing in Brazil as well as in Manhattan Beach. But Adam Johnson, on a more somber note, I noticed today you're wearing the black patch on the shirt there. Can you tell us the story there, please?
Well, I got a friend in the hospital right now. He had an aneurysm not too long ago, and I just want to wish Mike Kramer a speedy recovery. I want you back out on the golf course. I want to take your money. So this one was for him. You know, it was something we've been thinking about. You know, I've been thinking about him for a while, and he's on the road to recovery. I just want him getting out of the hospital pretty quick.
Great champions here at Manhattan, Jose Loiola and Adam Johnson. Chris Marlowe?
All right, Adam Johnson and Jose Loiola, their third win this year, but it's a biggie, number 3, the Miller Lite Open at Manhattan. We're going to come back and we're going to show you 14-14, the last year's Manhattan, the outcome of that one. Stay with us. We'll show it to you right after this.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here.
No, doesn't have to be.
And now the starting lineup. That groom from Texas, Billy Clyde Humphrey. And it's Bride, a 5'6" debutante from Alabama, Nell Peterson. The Humphrey wedding brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. The vows are up.
I do. I do.
And they're good. Whoa, Nelly.
That was beautiful, man.
Football can be exciting, but truck football, now that's a rush. So if you're going to tackle it, you better get a hold of the right equipment. A 1995 Ford Ranger 4x4.
Red 39!
Complete with switch-on four-wheel drive, new four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and a whopping 4-liter V6. So get a Ford Ranger 4x4 and play truck football.
How am I going to fight this thing?
Hey, you get a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning. You want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin. Clinically proven Tenactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough Actin Tenactin.
The AFC Air Force, Marino, Elway, Kelly, Bledsoe. Let the AFC Air Force fly you all the way to Super Bowl 30, led by Field Generals Joe Montana and Phil Simms. The NFL on NBC.
This is NBC's Sports World, and today it's brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Foot Action. For every action, there's Foot Action. And by Powerade, the official sports drink of the Olympic Games.
Back in Manhattan Beach, California. That's the Hermosa Beach Pier. Paul, myself, and Bill Walton will be there in a couple of weeks for the Miller Lite Hermosa Beach Open. We have a moment to spare. We want to take you back to one of the greatest Manhattan Beach Open matches of all time. It was played last year. We're going to pick it up. It's a wild finish. 2 minutes of some of the greatest action ever at Manhattan. Enjoy. Go for that. Ayakatubby for the win. We're tied in sudden death. Next point wins. Come on. And Hovland gently. Hovland knows this may be his last chance. Portnoy will serve for the win.
And he should crank it up. He should go for the tough jump serve.
Good one. Stephenson in trouble. Oh, and Stephen with a beautiful play.
30 seconds has expired off the rally clock. It's only up there in sudden death to accommodate side changes. Portnoy Moana about 3 inches away from a quarterfinal upset of the #1 seed. Look at this phenomenal set from 30 feet away, right on top of the tape. Hovland should have been blocking that time.
They have switched sides, as they do at the end of 30 seconds. Kent Steffes will serve for the win. 14-14, sudden death. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland with you.
time. Keeping the ball on Scott Ayakatubby. He's the one more prone to unforced errors, also a more terminal player. Let's go. Hovland feels that I think he can block Ayakatubby, either get a hand on the high roll shot or stuff the hard cross court. Hovland will serve him short and sprint to the net to block. Another chance for Hovland and Fanoy Moana. Steffes. Right to Fanoy. Coming up for the win. Fanoy. Moana's it.
Of course, that was last year, and we come back live to Manhattan Beach where, well, the volleyball's over, so it's time to take a dip in the water. Chris Marlowe back with Paul Sunderland. An amazing performance by Adam Johnson and Jose Loiola. They dominate the tournament. They go undefeated, and they have really established themselves in the last month as maybe the team to beat.
Well, it was Dodd and Whitmarsh, and coming off of this very consistent, dominating performance. Remember, they beat Kirai and Steffes. They beat Stoklos and Ayakatubby twice. Hey, there's a number of teams that can win. Remember the U.S. Championships coming up in Hermosa in a couple of weeks.
Karts Kirai and Kent Steffes, will they be together next week? I know Karts was disappointed.
Well,
and Kent was disappointed.
Of course, they both were. I think that's a 50-50 call. Ayakatubby played extremely well. Kent Steffes is not 100%, and all Karts cares about is winning. Big decision coming up for Karts Kirai.
Johnson and Loyola win it here at Manhattan. Our next beach volleyball telecast on NBC in 2 weeks at Hermosa Beach. It's the last event of the season-long Miller Lite Cup. A total of $1.25 million will be paid out, including $100,000 to the winning team at Hermosa. That will do it for Bill Walton and Paul Sunderland. I'm Chris Marlowe. The beach is now officially closed. Yeah, I said close it up. Where America turns for the best in sports television. NBC Sports.
Saturday, this fall, Justice has a new name.
Here comes the judge.
Pamela Reed, Judge and Mom.
I'm going out. Oh, no way. This is a school night. Josh and Lackey are on their way to pick me up. You'll have to tell Josh and Lackey that you can't go.
Here comes the judge.
I'll die.
The home court, NBC Saturdays this fall.